Something to be said about hard-nosed full contact. It's like that raw rap all the way back to boom bap. Spikes up, Ty Cobb inspired killing the corners. Heating up with recklessness, we still getting warmer. Nevertheless, nothing contest, we bring it best. Wile E. Coyote mixed with Roadrunner, full comers. Holding your title hostage, the kings we smoke others. You're either with us or against us, it doesn't matter which. Scouting your weakness, we bring the wrath when we hit. There's never been a squad as raw as trash goes can spit. You might get bashed with a stick while I'm pounding the fence. Look around, you're a fish while I'm rounding it quick. Take a look at the base and sprint off with a fist in your face. No remorse, no mercy, no force can hurt me. This scouts purposely bring the pain, come try to work me. But there's a crew of dirty cats.
Good evening, ladies and germs. Let's go Benny Youngman up in this bitch. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Wednesday. And that means it's time for the Glue Guys at 6:30. Welcome. We're a little early tonight.
Wait, what time is it?
That's what you.
What time is it?
I have 6:27.
Yeah,
so
okay,
officially,
okay.
We're early to me.
Okay, works for me. I mean, usually the show starts at what time?
6:13. 30. It's not Common Core math for you old people. 6:30.
Stacy Media. Let's go.
As you can see, I've changed the set just a hair, in case anybody noticed, which I know you didn't. That's why I'm talking about it. We've upgraded to a monitor here, so I can play. I don't know if it's in the shot there now. I'm not going to mention what it is, but smart eagle-eyed people know what you're looking at over my shoulder. Okay, we're moving on. Anyway, now my house is going to get jacked tonight. Moving on. Welcome. We are going to recap the Senior Summer Slam all-nighter from Victory last weekend.
Summer Slam. I like alliteration.
Trying to, I'm working. This is my audition for WWE.
Okay.
Trying to get up in there.
You gotta
Oh
throw a
my
little more
God!
faces. There you go.
The real ones will know.
Yeah. Recognize.
A couple new Funkos up there. I know TJ and Shane like to try to figure out which new ones are up here. There's I think I like 12, 13 new ones up there if you're keeping track. But obviously YouTube, you can go and do that. And if that's the only reason you watch the program, myself and Marlos are very thankful for you. We don't care why. If you watch, you watch. That's good enough for us. We don't judge here at the Glue Guys program. Anyway, let's get the ads out of the way. These people pay their hard-earned money for me to talk about them, which, again, I question all the time, but let's enjoy it while we can. All right. First and foremost, this week, because I put them toward the end all the time, so I'm going to flip it up. All right. Jimmy and the folks over at Sahara Solar. All right. It's summer. I don't know if you people understand what 115 feels like being outside for more than 5 minutes. It sucks ass. But the other thing that really sucks is you have to push your air conditioner to ridiculous energy levels so your bills are literally mortgage payments. It doesn't have to be that way, folks. You put a couple nice electronic panel devices up on your ceiling, your roof. Ceiling's inside. On your roof. Look at my jersey. Roof.
The ceiling is the
roof.
On the
roof.
Said Michael Jordan one time.
Yeah, thank you. They do all the work. They run everything. And then you look and APS charges you, I don't know, a couple dollars. It's great, man. Talk to Jimmy. Find out what you can do to save yourself some ducats. On old school terminology there for you folks. All right. Our boy Kevin McDilly Sports, custom shelves that literally need a nuclear event to fall apart. All right. The guy uses set screws. He's got thicker plexi, can have him laser cut anything you want, man. You've seen his work on Facebook. You need a shelf. That's who you go talk to, man. And then the more important thing that nobody's taking advantage of, I don't know anybody that's ever got a roller bag and the wheels didn't get all jacked up at some point, especially if you played at Victory. That dirt is toxic or something. All right. Your wheels are going to get jacked up. Kevin's got to fix them, or even put new, better wheels on there. It's like taking your Toyota Corolla and instead of dropping it, you lift it and you put 35s on that bad boy. That's what he does with the bags. The Corolla's not all right, whatever. I'll work on a new model. All right. Mickey Zard, our friends at Czar Realty, doing big things. We'll talk about it later with the new softball, organization, what we can call it. Mick's been here long enough to know how AZ real estate really works. And with the uncertainty in these times between interest rates and available surplus of homes, you're going to need somebody to navigate this stuff for you, call Mickey and his team over at Zara Realty. They will get you what you need, whether you're buying, selling, renting, whatever it may be. John, Dennis, and everyone over at Marty's Trophies. There it is. I got to back out because I got a bigger one for Walker. But look, man, look at that laser engraving, dude. That's badass. You too can have your logo on any cup you want. They have the Yeti type cups over there too. I know those are hot right now. What are you waiting for, man? Give John a call over at Marty's Trophies. Anything you can think of can go on there. I mean, anything. Now, I don't think it's going to be as cool as that, but it'll be pretty cool. It is what it is, man. And then, of course, my buddy Tedits, streaming over on Facebook and Twitch. Go say hello, like the page. We're rocking that new, Resurgence map in Warzone. It's not quite Rebirth, and it's not as boring as Caldera. It's kind of in the middle. It is what it is. I'm not a big COD fan right now. We roll Apex up in here, but hey, he finally found a sniper that works after every single sniper in the game got buffed. He's hanging out with the ZRG it is. But anyway, still pulling off those crazy snipes. He had a 361 off a balloon the other day that I'm still watching and trying to figure out what the hell he did. All right, and then we have a new sponsor joining the program. And actually, I have a personal shout out because my stepdaughter's car broke down literally a couple days ago. And Benny over at L&T Automotive, look, everybody's either played against or with Benny out there. You know him. Some guys know him as Louis. I know him as Benny. I know it, that's the fun part of it. But over L&T Automotive, they took care of my stepdaughter's car. I'm going to have that thing back to her in a couple days, all right? And I'm a little nervous because she's driving my spare car. So, every day's a little heart pounder there, But so far, so good. But he got me a ridiculous price, okay, a ridiculous timeline. Nobody's doing this. He's been a fixture in the softball community for years. The least you could do is go support a local guy, all right? L&T Automotive, go talk to Benny if you have any car needs whatsoever. I think both of us on this program have dealt with and are dealing with them because we trust them, man. And that's a tough thing to find in this day and age, especially in car repair. Somebody you can trust to fix your damn whip. What is it with me and the 90s, 2000 terms tonight? Like I was watching old MTV clips or something. West Coast Customs. What am I doing here?
You exhibit and all them, yeah. It's all good.
Man, I'm having a rough go here. I don't know, like a time warp or something. All right, so we might be seeing a dynasty forming before our very eyes over here at U-Trip. After the weekend, we ran a one-day or the all-nighter, just AAA teams, and then we had 150s AAA teams, so 10 teams total, nice and tight. Streamlined that sucker. We started about 6 p.m., got out of there about 5:30ish a.m. Couple nice things I got to see. First, we'll start with your squad there, Dubs Crew. All right, big one-run win. That was bracket, right? Yeah, that was I think your first bracket game, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's talking about against Sophisticated.
Yeah, held on for the one-run win there.
Yeah, we did a little something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it was for what it's worth, I'll say it. It was a really good tournament for us. I mean, even though we probably didn't do as well as we would have liked, placement wise, but performance wise, there were a lot of things that we improved on, a lot of things that we had been kind of in need of that we're doing a little bit better of. So it's been steady improvement. We continue to do so, and I'm pretty hopeful that the 25th we do the same thing.
Well, I got to talk to Dub a bit. I was pretty happy. Ronnie was out of town working in Sacramento. He was working a big tournament out there. Obviously, he's got to go when they call. That's his job. So Marcy helped me out immensely. A little more running around than I was used to. But wow, it went really well. I got a chance to talk to some guys. I talked to Dub a little bit. You guys were on field 3 there right in front of the table. And, it's nice to see kind of these signature wins for a team kind of on the come up. Because over the course of a year, these are the kind of things that, you remember a year from now, when that team starts to take off where you started. And I think that's, honestly, kind of a little bit of a problem. Some guys forget where you came from when you get your heads kicked in, especially, if you're built up to be successful or consistent. But really impressed with Dubs Crew. Every tournament, you guys seem to kind of take another step toward, up the ladder.
Getting better.
I should say.
Yeah, getting better. I mean, that's all you really can ask for. I was gonna say that's all you can really ask for, in a team. Yeah, everybody wants to win, obviously, and everybody wants to, win the tournament, second place, third place, whatever. But yeah, when you're starting out and you're building a team, you're gonna have a few of those where they're tough, and you're gonna have, you're gonna have tournaments where it gets a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better each time, and that's where I think we really are, both from a roster standpoint, from an execution standpoint, because that's the biggest thing. You can have the best roster in the world, if you're not executing when you need to, you're gonna lose. And so, for us to pull out a couple of wins, we actually pulled out a couple that were kind of very similar situations. We even gave A1 a little run earlier in the day. We weren't as focused as we probably should have been to make that game a little tougher. But it's good to be able to play against a team like that and come away with your dignity. So yeah, the second game we played them, I got hurt, and so I didn't play at all. But it was a little bit of a struggle. But yeah, it's always positive when you start seeing improvements, and that's really all I've been seeing lately is improvement.
No, it's great, man. You finally kind of get set on a team where you can see the progression. You get along with guys you like hanging out, but you're also very competitive. I mean, that's tough to find. So I'm happy for you. Definitely. We had 5 ladies teams out this weekend. I was really impressed with the level of competitiveness that they have. They talk some shit down there a little bit. I'm not gonna mention any names, but I was very. Yeah. I didn't know if I wanted to be offended or impressed. It was just walking that line, man. Just there was some thought that went into these chirps, where the guys are a little little prehistoric sometimes with the chirps that go back and forth. The ladies put the thought in on this one, definitely. Now I'm not going to mention names. I'm just giving all the ladies a shout out as a whole on the shit talking game that they had going there. We had a great ship final. Luckily I wasn't so tired that I couldn't film it. I think it was the last at bat. I got to go live real quick on our group here, the U-Trip Seniors and Blue Guys Podcast group that we have here. You could go check that out. That's up there. Really, walk off for Notoriously We Gucci. Nothing new for them, but what was really nice to see is it was a battle with unfinished business in the ship. Nobody was, dominant there all weekend. Not Too Serious looked really good too. So really nice to see the ladies coming up and kind of the competition all kind of being real tight there, coin flips of who's going to win those tournaments. So I appreciate the ladies coming out and helping us out. Benny, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for what you're doing for me on her card.
Benny was good.
Oh, man. You're a father. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you, ladies, for coming out. And then, like I said, We Gucci walked it off, but the video is up, so I'm just happy to do that. Jason Westcott questioning my my photo skills. I told him that he shouldn't be jealous that I could get over the fence on some of those shots up there in the group. He can do the same if he wanted to, but he's so lazy he uses a drone. So personally, I say he's lazy. Climb the fence, man. Come on. I'm a little old school. I know
what's
it's hard.
the problem? Yeah. Sometimes you got to take it to practical effects. You know what I mean? You can't be totally, can't be all technology. Practical.
Yeah, computer can't save you, dog. Sometimes you got to do it yourself. I mean, look at Star Wars. It was all puppets, but I didn't know that at the time. Anyway.
You didn't want to use that example because, man, I'm sorry. Look, man.
That's some of the best animation or whatever.
Animation?
It's not animation. It's something
animatronics, bro.
Thank you. That's some of the best that were ever done because that movie still holds up.
All right, but see, look, dude, as someone who absolutely loves Star Wars, I am a rabid Star Wars fan, but not on that nerdy, like, I got a bitch about everything level. Fuck that. I just I love Star Wars. Anyway, I finally cracked open the first episode of Obi-Wan, right? And in just watching that episode, I'm reminded at how lucky I am to be 42, and Star Wars is at this point in its history. Because when you compare what they're able to do now to the shit that we had to watch, like, because I just watched Return of the Jedi this weekend, just on a whim. Light years, literally, pun intended.
Well, dude, that's why we got excited about the prequels. I wasn't excited about the story. I was excited to see what they. Now, hold on. Let me say the whole sentence.
Okay.
When it was announced, I was a little like, well, what's left to tell? But it's prequel. All right. But the thought of the technology being so advanced between when they made I call them the original, the trilogy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know, the technology then to now. Okay. Yes. I was excited. And then, you know, they redid the trilogy, which I was against. I was against that. Leave that alone. Make new stuff. Don't try to rehash it. I understand they kept trying to portray it as George Lucas' original vision. Get out of here with that. They were perfect the way they were. I don't need the extra ads in them, you know, like putting the little ad. No. Like Top Gun did that and other movies. No. Leave them alone. And maybe, you know, again, old guy, get off my lawn, because that's how I remember them. Like you said, we were kids.
I got you. Yeah,
so, I got you. Now I'm watching Obi-Wan. I watched Book of Boba Fett, Big Mandalorian, which I don't think they've matched yet. They're trying. I'm a little disappointed in Obi-Wan so far. I don't like what they've done with the character, because it goes against everything. All right, stop. See, folks, I got to get serious for a second. Drugs are bad. Okay, you should not do drugs, kids. Rogue One is not the best new movie. All right, and I'm in a minority.
If it's not, you are. Because if it's not the best, it's in the top 2.
It was a phenomenal
Star Wars
heist movie.
Yes.
I didn't see. Dude. I caught new. All right. Listen. I'm a huge.
New. I'm a huge new Star Wars movies.
The middle movie. All right. The Empire Strikes Back are the 3 new ones. I'm a huge fan of what Rian did. I know a lot of people shit all over it.
Last Jedi. I go with you. I'm with you. Notice
I love that
top
movie.
2. I'm willing to say top 2. I really like Last Jedi. I know not everybody else. I know a lot of people bitched about it, complained about it. I liked Last Jedi entirely more than I liked Rise of Skywalker. I thought Rise of Skywalker was probably the worst of the new trilogy and the worst of the new movies outside of Solo. I didn't think Solo was great. I didn't think it was terrible like other people say, but it was just a movie that seemed like, all right, let's just do this shit because it's worth doing. Rogue One was fucking phenomenal to me. It was dope. And when I say phenomenal, I don't give a shit about an Oscar or any nerdy actor bullshit. I just want to say I enjoyed it. I watched it a few more times over the time since it came out, and I still loved it. Thought it was dope. The actress, I can't remember her name right now. She was fucking
Leslie
dope.
Jones,
I loved
right?
It. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She was very dope.
I forget the other guy's name, Andor. He's got his own series coming based on that character.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy.
Which listen, he was the MVP of the movie. Leslie Jones was phenomenal, but that guy was the MVP. And then oh my God, why can't I remember his name? The crazy guy. We see him in everything. What the hell? The bald dude. What the hell was his name? I can't remember.
Yes, that dude.
He was the crazy guy in that movie. The leader.
Right.
He was great too. But anyway, I'm so bad. I forgot. But listen, Rogue One wasn't. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I like the change up that they tried to do with Last Jedi. What hurt it was Hamill was hurt. So when he came out and made the public statements, that killed a lot of what was cool about the movie for people. Because like, well, Luke Skywalker doesn't like it. I felt like he got a great redemption story in that movie. I loved how it ended. They colored up his beard there, and I understand it's tough to wrap your head around the fact that he wasn't really there. I get it. And look, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, you're what are we on?
If
10
you
years
haven't
now?
seen it if you haven't seen it by now, you don't get a spoiler alert. Fuck off.
I get it. It's tough to think of him sitting on a rock and fighting, with his image and convincing people. I get it. It's a stretch, but so was the original idea of the Jedi and what Obi-Wan and then Luke was pulling off. So
That's what I didn't. That's one of the things that I hate about what people said about Last Jedi. Like the fact that he was on a rock, essentially, millions of whatever miles away, that spoke again to the level of power that he had. And like we've been told all along that he's such a powerful Jedi, right? Okay. And this to me demonstrates exactly that. There is nowhere else in the entire Star Wars timeline of the movies, I should say, that anyone does anything remotely close to that level of dope. Right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. I also thought, look, we've been playing these Force games for however long, and everybody all of a sudden has some new Force power, right? If you're gonna say all this time how Luke is like the shit and he's the last Jedi, then yeah, he should be doing some gangster shit. What
It's
I started
it's-
with was that. I mean, that's kind of where I was. Even for what it's worth, that scene could not have been pulled off in 1979. Could not have been pulled off in 1982. Couldn't
Right.
be pulled off in the 90s. You know, during the prequel period of time in the 2000s. It is a product of the growing technology, and I love it. And that's what makes now so dope being a Star Wars fan. My point when starting it was, although I've only seen one episode of Obi-Wan, I could appreciate in episode 1 the way that they portray him. And I know you alluded to it, but you've probably seen more episodes, so I'm not arguing your point. But the fact that they allude to him being essentially torn between being afraid and his duty, and I thought that was dope. I thought that was the way it should be presented, because when you think about it, when we're dropped into A New Hope, we don't know that he's a Jedi. We just think he's some fucking old guy. And then you're kind of shown that this dude used to be a bad motherfucker, right? Well, right now he's in the mid. I mean, you're only a few years, but you're only 10, 15 years removed from Order 66. There,
Right.
you know, clearly the Inquisitors are hunting for Jedi, etc. And he's in a precarious position because he's supposed to be guarding Luke. And at the same time, he's got to protect himself. So I thought that was really, in that first episode
I'm
only,
okay
because
with
I've
that.
only seen that.
Right,
I
and
thought
I'm
that was a
trying to
dope
be.
present.
I'm gonna let you watch the rest of it, and this is what I'll
Yeah,
leave it at
yeah, of
without
course,
ruining
of course.
anything. You know,
Of course.
I'm up to date on it.
Yeah.
And that's why I said so far.
Mhm.
I like the setup. Like, cool, we're seeing Obi-Wan and how he figured out how to pull this off, and you know, I thought Owen is dead on. Uncle Owen is amazing so far
Yes.
as you get into
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm disappointed with how they're portraying this character for the exact reason what you said from the first one. We got the stories of, listen, this dude was a badass. Now we're in that time period that they talked about in Star Wars, right? When he was the badass. So now they still got 2 episodes. They've
But he's
already set
hidden.
up this big event. Just hold on.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too much into it because I want
Yeah.
you to see it and make your own judgment without me
Yeah.
clouding or painting it. But
Yeah.
they've already set up this big event where they're going to show all 6 episodes in theaters, with it basically timing up to when the finale gets released, the 6th episode. So that tells me, no, I know, but that tells
Yeah.
me it may be a little bigger than normal, you know, with how they.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I saw somebody put it earlier, and it's going to lead to my point about Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to give a little away, but nothing that you don't know is already coming. All right. The reason why the ending of Rogue One was so cool is because they had their separate story, and then right at the end they tie it in. And you were talking about technology and everything. They couldn't do that scene where they redid the Star Wars scene
Right.
without this time, and then to do it from the different angle.
Right.
And then Vader is a real effing badass,
Right.
choking dudes, and like the reason to be scared of him.
Right.
Okay, now in 78, when I'm 7 years old, yes, I'm terrified of that dude. But now that I'm 40, whatever, watch Rogue One and went, that's the Vader I was scared of as a kid. And they've just upped the game.
Agreed.
Now, Vader
Agreed.
done so far with what I've seen in Obi-Wan continues that feeling. Like, all right,
Yes.
not only is a badass, now we see before he kind of got himself under control emotionally, he's a badass who's emotionally unstable and pissed off at a lot of people.
Right.
So he
Right.
hasn't reeled in his emotions yet.
Mhm.
And, you know, he got turned because of his emotions. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
That's why he's dark side now. Well, they're out of
Right.
control, bro. So,
Right.
no, I haven't put him to work yet, Mike, tomorrow. You know, or whatever. Mickey, if you're
Whoa.
going to start, really, stop. Come on.
Shit, I wasn't even born, bro. No,
Yeah, I probably didn't even see it in 78. I didn't see
Yeah, I was
Star
gonna
Wars
say.
in the theater.
I saw this shit when I was like 5, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw-
I'm
like, I saw.
sorry.
I think
I
I
was
saw.
5. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I saw Empire Strikes Back when I was 5. I did not see it in
82
the
or
theater. I
I
saw, it
saw
on
Empire,
like TV, dude.
because that was
Yeah.
82 or 83. I don't remember,
Yeah.
but I remember
I saw
going
it
to
on
the
TV.
theater to see Empire. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was,
saw that joint on
8 or
TV.
9 when that came out.
Yeah.
Um,
My only like I said, my only thing is, at least, and maybe it's expectations, of course. My expectation was fulfilled so far in the first episode, in that George Lucas did a shitty job of explaining to us how Obi-Wan went from basically fucking up the baddest motherfucker in the planet, the chosen one, blah, blah, blah. Obi-Wan basically went from fucking him up to being this scared ass old man running.
Yes. Yes.
And so the way, and that's why I said dropped into that first episode, they demonstrate the delicate nature of his situation, which kind of makes you say, okay, I can see how he, you know, kind of kept it cool and kind of demurred himself a little bit. But I'm always skeptical about shit like that because the problem is a lot of times we lean into our experiences, our history, our feeling about it, blah blah blah. For me, it was always about reading the books, and you see all the, you know, all the different implementations of the story and pieces that have have kind of popped in and whatever. So to see him basically teetering between like unleashing on a motherfucker or staying in the shadows and teetering between, yo, I gotta go save Leia type of shit to, well, you know what, bro? I mean, I'm supposed to be here because I gotta protect this dude. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I've only had one episode, so I can't dispute nothing. I'm just saying how I felt about it. It felt great seeing that situation, especially when the third sister was like up in Owen's shit, like, yo, would you fuck me up, motherfucker? And I was like, let's go.
But just hang in there because
I'm feeling it.
You know, he's still, you come in episode 2, he's still dealing with that conflict of what to do.
Yeah.
You know, as far as he's got to stay hidden, but, you know, he's, you know, because at first I was like, yo, this dude's like, where's the Force at? And then I got it.
Right.
You know, I got it. But the thing is, like I said, it's 4 episodes or 6. I'm reserving judgment, but I'm not happy. And I'm hoping that they bring some stuff around and put, and we'll talk about it when it's over. But I don't know. I hope they pull it off. Anyway,
I can dig it.
You know, Disney got a hold of that bad boy, and here we are. So we'll see where it ends up. We went on a little tangent. And quick side note, I've tried to start catching up on the Clone Wars stuff that I've missed to kind of fill in some of those holes with Obi-Wan. You know, when they ran before he turned.
Right.
I love that Dave Filoni doesn't give a shit if I watch Clone Wars. He's putting it all in there anyway, and I appreciate it because it's forcing me to get my shit together. Yeah, and I'm cool with that, Dave Filoni. You're doing who would have thought Happy Hogan was going to make all this cool shit in the Star Wars universe? Yeah, man. Or better yet,
isn't that crazy though?
Swingers, all right. The guy who was
fucking crazy.
Who Vince Vaughn was screaming at about how Jeremy Roenick just bloodied Wayne Gretzky. All right, the guy from fucking Swingers. The uncomfortable. Well, do I call in a day? How long do I have to wait to call? And he couldn't wait. 5 minutes after he got home, he said, I know this isn't anyway. That guy is running Star Wars right now. All right, or Made. Go see Made, a very underrated. All right, underrated movie with Vince Vaughn and our boy and Sean P. Diddy Combs trying to be an actor. So, you know, he's never going to beat Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but all right, we'll give him a shot. Made's worth watching. It's underground. Because Vince Vaughn's funny in anything, in my opinion. So, all right, moving on.
So dark.
I was going to say, are you setting the mood lighting there? There we go.
No, man, I just you know what I didn't do. Lighting? Look, I'm gonna peel back the curtain. So the funny thing is, I have 2 monitors, of course. One of them, when I go, I have almost everything on dark mode, no matter usually. So I happened to be on a page that was kind of bright, and I've been there for the duration of our conversation. Then I clicked over to Facebook to do my usual banter, and it went dark. But what I failed to do today, which I should have done earlier, was hit my fucking light, and it's just not trying to cooperate. But it's all good. Who cares? Anyway, moving along. I took us on a tangent. No,
we're all right. I got one more. I got one more chat. I want to go to the chat and do my last Star Wars point.
Yes,
while in my experience, there's no such thing as a great line. That is not the best line. The best line is nowhere in the universe is there a collection of such. What was it? Scum and tyranny. I don't know the exact line, but that was the best Obi-Wan line talking about Mos Eisley. So and of course everybody says. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, that one's too easy.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. Move along.
Yeah,
move along.
That's too easy.
But that's the most, one of the more common ones. But one of my favorites as a kid was, if you strike me down now, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. That was just a cool moment.
I was
Because you
playing,
don't see this, you know.
I was playing the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. It just dropped the other day, and it you know, it has a portion where you do drop into Mos Eisley, and he says the classic, "These are not the droids you're looking for," whatever. But it's more funny when they're Lego characters.
It's always more. I mean, I get a kick out of Lego Batman. Is cracks me
I
up.
love
Dude.
all those Lego games.
Will
Bro.
Arnett
I
is-
buy them all, bro. I buy them all. Don't even trip.
Will
I'm
Arnett.
like,
Will
oldest fucking
Arnett
dude.
does. I listen. He took a joke, a Christian Bale joke, and turned it into a voice career. Because if you
Yeah.
think about it, you know what I mean. He's
Yeah.
talking like this in a video game.
I'm talking like this. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman, but I sound stupid in Lego
Right.
form. I don't have my
Right.
detective skills.
Right? Like, what the fuck? Do you...
And Christian,
Yo, I
think
love
about
that.
it.
I love that shit. I love that. I love
do.
all three of those movies, right? But that is still my biggest complaint. My biggest problem is, yo, Christian, bro, you could have did any other voice. That shit, that growl whisper bullshit, bro. Every time he talks in the fucking movie, I go, come on, dude. Nah.
Speaking of going down a rabbit hole, watch Batman Begins. It's not bad.
Okay. Again.
It's not bad.
Wait, what
Dark
do you mean?
Knight. I'm comparing the three movies, okay?
Okay. I was
And-
like,
and
wait,
Bat-
what the? All right. Man.
So when he's doing it in Batman Begins, he's kind of finding his way. It's not bad. You're like, oh, okay. You're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Okay.
it made sense in Batman Begins.
Now
Not
we
so
get
much in
to
the rest.
the middle movie.
Yeah.
It was almost like, all right, I'm dealing with a psychopath. I better find my inner psychopath. And it was like, all right, you went too far, man. You jumped the shark with it.
But he
And plus, I only ask one thing, and this is why I brought it up.
Yes.
Remember something, all right? It's very easy to forget just how amazing Heath Ledger was as the Joker. And I truly believe in my heart somewhere as they're doing this stuff, Bale is an actor, and he sees it like, holy shit, I got to match
this
this
motherfucker's
guy.
murking. Yeah, like this
What the
motherfucker's murking
fuck?
shit. Yeah.
So if that's where he went to try to, okay, but it's, it's overkill in Dark Knight Returns.
I agree.
And then the last one, it was a meme at that point. It was
it was funny. Yeah, it was, especially in the instance where he gets basically double crossed by Talia, and he's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck, bro? You couldn't have been like, you bitch." Like, I mean, something like he's like, "I don't know. Why did this happen to me?" Okay, buddy. Like,
I was
all
more
right,
upset.
buddy.
Bane suddenly became a bitch because a little tube on his mouth got cut out.
Yeah,
And he was down in the fetal position. He's like, "Come on, man!"
yeah.
It was almost like they got to the end and go, "Oh shit, we didn't figure Bane out yet.
We gotta
Look,
wrap
just
this
have
shit
him
up."
pop him in the face and we'll take care of it."
Yeah, let's wrap this shit up real quick. Get him out of here. We good. Yeah. Shit.
Wait, you're telling me this was the same dude at the start of the movie who blew up half a Steelers
Fucking
stadium
plane?
and did a
Oh,
speech,
yeah.
and now he's on the ground in
Yeah.
fetal position?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Look, Nolan,
yeah.
I get it, bro. I get it. I think you missed that one. You got to the end of the movie and went,
Yeah.
"Ah, shit, what are we gonna do with Hardy? He just
Yeah.
freaking got all jacked for this.
Yeah.
We can't kill him. Hey,
And,
the
it's good. And
straight
he
shit, yeah.
developed his accent, and he developed that accent and all that good shit. And I mean, I
How
know a lot of
ironic.
people hate it. I know a lot of people hate it. I love it. I fucking love it.
The rich and powerful have destroyed your world. Loved it.
bro.
Love that accent,
That's totally real. Totally real.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Mickey, what are you watching? Bob Vila, Home Improvement over there. What are you doing? Who
don't
cleans the
know.
white grout around the blue lines? Did you mean to send that? Are you going to write wrong text after that? Now, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, that's awkward.
Jesus. Anyway, all right. Going back to the tournament because all teams like Jesus. He's just about to talk about us, and then they got on some Star Wars. Like, all right, they're done that. Oh wait, now they're going to Batman. What the Jesus? All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dubs Crew coming up. New team, Sophisticated. All right.
Yes.
Wanted to just quickly mention them. Appreciate them coming out. Yeah. Keep an eye out for these guys. Keep an eye out. They surprised a couple teams who I think, underestimated them coming in, and they won a couple games, man. And they beat a couple really good teams. Looking at everybody out there, even the 50s AAA team was hanging in there. Los Locos. They had never seen Shore pitch before, and I'll just leave it at that. Most people, all I'll say is, guys, please just go read the rule book, please.
Ain't
Please.
nobody gonna. You're asking people to read rule books. You're asking people
I
to be
am
prepared.
pleading.
Hold on, you're asking them to be prepared.
Listen,
Wait,
listen.
what? Diligence?
Yeah, listen.
What?
I know I know I'm often very unapologetic about that kind of stuff, but I'm putting a plea out. I'm asking nicely. I'm begging you to please. It's 3 or 4 clicks off of Google to see that I know what I'm talking about. All right. When it comes to that gentleman and the way he already understands the rules and uses them to their absolute full potential better than anyone I've ever seen, don't tell me, no, you're wrong, without having the rule book in front of you. I already saw that and I was trying to ignore it. But see, now you forced me into it, Marlo. So now I need to answer. Okay. This coming from a guy who had someone make stickers up of a tank with his initials and number on it. All right. So what are we talking about, Paw Patrol? What, are you going to talk about GoBots next too? What else are you going to throw at me?
Hey, what's wrong with GoBots, bro?
They're the Wish.com of Transformers. That's what's wrong with them.
Yes. See, I am dude. I'm Chris Paul tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally just facilitating. I'm putting this shit out there. That's all I'm doing, dude.
All right, then I'm gonna do a live meme for you. All right, I am Leo from Wolf of Wall Street.
There it is. There it is.
All right. Anyway,
there it is. There it is.
Don't, yo, Skeletor, you better slow down, Man at Arms.
Hey, listen
slow
here.
your roll, Skeletor.
Listen here. I will say this: the rule book thing, the rule thing trips me out because I swear everyone knows every fucking inch, word, paragraph, section of the rule book until you actually pull out the rule book. That shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, especially because look, man, I have a short attention span during the games. Yeah, I see him that there. Send out the link.
I'm ready. Division. Just sit tight, Jared. When he gets done, I got you.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't understand it. Every time we're in a game, and you know, I'm a little ADHD during games. Last thing I need is somebody talking about, oh, that's against the rules. Then my mind just takes off because I'm like, how do you know this fucking rule book so well? Yet you're so fucking wrong. How do you do that? Now, nonetheless, send out the link of the current revision.
Yeah, that's
now,
a shot.
Before you go there, before you even get involved, because again, I gotta penetrate, right? I'm Chris Paul right now. I gotta penetrate. So
hold on, let me hang out by the 3-point line.
Yeah, you gotta get out there. You gotta get in spot, bro. Get in spot. We might do a high pick and roll though. We might do some high pick and roll shit because it's Chris Paul. Again, high pick and roll. He's going to penetrate. He's going to go right at the elbow. Boom.
But I don't want to be anybody but Mikal Bridges right now. I don't want soft ass DeAndre Ayton.
Okay, he said it's not a shot. He said it's not a shot. You know, we're not taking a shot here. But I'm just saying, to that point, what I do see a lot is I see a lot of people who go, oh, it's not in the rules. Well, here's the thing. If you want to bring up the rules, utilize the rules, reference the rules, it's your own fucking job to find the goddamn link to the rules. Like, that's asinine to me. Like, and I'm not taking a shot at you, Jared. I know you're just asking. I'm just saying, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that over the last few months playing. Everyone goes, well, I can't find the rules. Then how the fuck do you know what is in the rules? How does that work? I can't find it, but I know it. I know it all by heart, but I can't find it. I don't know where the link is. That's difficult.
Well, my favorite one, and you know, U-Trip National's a little bit responsible for this because I've been begging them since I got here to put one line on the senior supplemental rules, okay? And it would solve 90% of the confusion. This may be what Jared's somewhat talking about. So it just says senior supplemental rules. What it doesn't say, what it should say, is that if you don't, in a smaller sentence, if you don't see the rule you're looking for here, you need to refer back to the men's rules of U-Trip.
The men's rules, right.
But it says nothing on this in the senior rules to do that, and it's confusing. Honestly,
yes,
it really is.
Yes.
So if you don't know that, you don't know to go to the kids' rule. You know,
right.
I'll give you one example. We were talking about shorting the pitching stuff. In the men's rule book, it says you have 5 seconds once you start your motion to pitch to get it to the plate.
To get the
ball.
It
does not say that anywhere in the senior supplemental. It talks about no juking. It talks about not presenting the ball. Okay.
Right.
It does not talk about the 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. But what's confusing is in the senior supplemental, you can pitch from 6 feet behind the rubber. In the kids, it says you have to have your foot on the rubber.
Right.
So again, it's definitely confusing. The national committee got bogged down with Challenge Cup stuff, so we haven't even. I can't even get them to give me 2 feet on 12. You know, going up to 12.
I think another thing that makes the the reliance on referencing the rules kind of asinine is because a lot of the time in these tournaments things change, and not you per se, but I've seen lots of tournaments. I've played lots of fucking softball at this point, but you see lots of tournaments in which the standard rules, or what we all consider to be standard rules, get kind of blurred a little bit to the point you just made. You go to some tournaments. I remember we were in New Mexico at the Enchilada. They had no problem with people pitching 5 feet
who also
behind.
didn't understand how short pitches, by the way. Just a side note.
So they were good with pitch as long as you're in the range, as long as you're in the general vicinity, as long as you're a couple feet behind the rubber, you're good to go. They didn't have a problem. Then, of course, you go to the Worlds, and they're like, fuck that. What are you talking about? Get
your tape measure out on you.
Right. They'll make sure a toe, and it's got to be at least a tread or two of your shoe on there. So I can understand
they
where
got
people
CSI,
get confused.
They got CSI Florida out there checking your footprints
Yeah.
and shit, you know, where you stood when you pitched.
Yeah, measuring and shit like that. So that's why I'm like, I get it. And yes, and Mickey just kind of said what I was about to get to. There's so many different rules across the different sanctions, and then you get the players and coaches sort of amalgamating those rules at their leisure, to which they then start bitching about rules, but the rules they're often referencing don't necessarily apply to the sanction that they're in. I've seen people do it, U-Trip specific rules get applied in AWS and blah, 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 but that's difficult and that's complicated. Now, to the point you made, which I agree with, which is kind of where I was going to start bitching, is U-Trip does a shit job of making sure that the rules are 1, accessible, 2, plain, and 3, don't require you to have to reference to another rule book. That's nonsense. That's bad. Like,
I only agree with one of the 3 said, by the way.
I'm a nerd. I'll dig and find, and I've had to do that. Say again?
Fucking Leland, nice, brother. That's a good one.
Derek Rad, bro.
Derek Rad. You got the patch, or what did you guys have out here? We had badges they gave us back east.
They gave us stickers out here, bro.
Yeah, we got little badges, man. That's awesome.
Stickers.
Listen, I only agree with the part that we have not made it easy for you to access everything you need to have the full rules. Okay, so you go to one page and you get the senior supplement. You go to another one, you got to get the kids. The format they have it in online is good. It's easy to scroll through and find what you need, but you literally got to play Treasure Hunter or a Temple Run to find. It's Indiana Jones to find the fucking rule that you need. Yeah. So I agree with that. I take a little bit of a hit there. We got to do a better job on that. Jesus, I'm turning to Andy Reid.
I'll tell you what.
We got to do a better job with that.
Another thing I'm looking for is and this maybe helps you. I know it applies to pretty much any sanction. I'm ready for y'all to pull the rule book out on some of these dudes that are running their mouth about the rules, bro.
I did last weekend.
You know what I'm saying? I'm down. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love the idea. Like, hey, bust out an old ass iPad Mini or some shit and be like, yo, look here, look right here, bro.
Hold on, I got it with my iPod. Hold on, let me find it.
Like, pull out the iPad. Like, you know what? Here you go, bro. This right here. That's what I need. I need that in my life. Just to laugh, because I think it'll discourage some of these doof bags for doing dumb shit like, oh, it's not in the rules, buddy. Where's the rule? Oh, well, it's in the rule book. I've seen it. All right, show me. It's there. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, it's, there's some guys that definitely know him. Like, Chur umps. He's not doing it to be, a dick. He umps. He knows the rules. He checked them. And look, as a player, and again, I've said this, every time we get into a pitching discussion, I say this, all right?
Yeah.
We're at a severe disadvantage going out there. Yeah. Right. So anybody who finds creative ways to at least try to even the odds for us out there, I'm a fan. You have my 100% full support. Whatever I need to do to help you, I will do.
Yeah.
Because I'm pitcher friendly here at the Glue Guys program, and everybody should know that if they don't. All right, Dave, a courtesy runner thing is an Arizona Heat thing. I've said this 40,000 times, and everybody gets mad. That was stated long before I ever became a director, and you and I were still fighting in a dugout about stupid shit on tenets. So, I had nothing to do with that.
But listen, it's a good point. It's a good point, but probably for a different reason than he's bringing up. Because in men's, right? In men's, you don't have a choice. It's it. Pitcher gets a courtesy runner. Boom,
right, they made it that way, yeah.
Right. So you have a lot of people. I know you're not talking about the pitcher. I'm just saying. So you have a lot of people. It's one of those rule issues, right? So you have some people who are newer to senior, or they're crossing between sanctions and this and that. Then all of a sudden they say, "Well, the pitcher doesn't need it."
Yes,
and then they're like,
you're right there.
So I totally
Right. He's right
understand.
there.
And so yeah, even with the courtesy runner thing, yeah, it's a little different depending on the sanction. Then you have the people again who are coming from different areas, different cities, different countries. Wow, different states. That things are a little different. I mean, and yes, that's what I'm saying. It's very different, but that's kind of what I was gonna do. The difference in rule is that, but here's my point and my biggest issue with all the rule caller people, the people like, it's how the rules. It doesn't fucking matter what's in AWS if you're playing U-Trip. It doesn't fucking matter what's in SSUSA if you're playing AWS. Like, I can't understand that logic of saying, well, in X, you can do X. Who fucking cares? Like, that's not what's applied here. That's what drives me nuts.
I thank God you brought that up, because there's nothing that makes me laugh and then get angry in the same moment more than when I hear a guy out on the field about, no. Well, in AWS, where are you?
Right.
Where are you? So do you mean to tell me you didn't think to look where you were playing with your team that weekend? You just showed up and thought you were at AWS for 3 games or senior softball or whatever, or you go play over there and think you're U-Trip? Nobody's exclusive to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know where you're going to play. It's your job to know the rules going in. Don't just expect your coach to do all the work on that one. Learn the goddamn rules. It could win you a game.
But see, that's also the
I've seen it
responsibility
happen
right there.
I've seen it happen where they banged them on the 3-runner rule in the other place, man. I've seen it. Again, all I'm going to say is I don't understand it. It's not something I was for. So whatever. Listen, at this point, we're seniors. We need to protect them. I'm okay. And, anybody on the roster, I'm okay with that rule. It helps, and we're trying to prevent jackrabbits too. So it's an inexact science as far as runners go, but I err on the side of caution. A nice call. I don't know who that is because it's basically usually a nice call.
Jimmy De La Riva. Jimmy
of course.
I had to put that out there.
Because he is the expert, right? He's the OG of rules interpretation, isn't he, Jimmy?
So
depending on how the weather is that day.
So I do want to address something that Mickey said. He said, I'm going to actually put it up on the stream just so other people can see it and see where I'm coming from. Well, he says, I think that when people say that it's in frustration with too many sanctions, different rules. But you know what, dude? I got to say, that's their fault. Like, no one made you go play somewhere else. But again, it comes back to the same issue. My other problem is your coach goes out and does the flip. Your coach has every opportunity right then to say, hey, what's the runner rule? Hey, what about this? What about the pitcher? What about anything that you're unsure of or whatever, uncertain? Now, what I will say, this happens often. You'll get one umpire who says, this is what the rule is. You go on another field, this umpire goes, nah, that's not it. And then that's where at that point, I'm with everybody else. I'm like, all right, come on, what the fuck? The other part, I don't have sympathy for the number of sanctions, the different rules and everything else, because I think that, it's chaotic. Absolutely. I agree with that. It's dumb. To me, all of it should be fairly close, which, to be fair, it is fairly close, right? So you have certain deviations between them, and I think that's our responsibility as players, responsibility as coaches, to be prepared for what you're going into or what you're going to be doing in that particular sanction. I don't think it's fair to make everyone else have to accommodate the lack of complexity or the amount of complexity because it's too much for people to keep things in line. I don't buy that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Grab a drink. I'm about to not lose my shit, but take a stand here. All right. Why, Mickey? Tell me why. Seriously, answer the question why, because here's how I see it. All right. You want us all to get along, huh? You want us all to come together and have the same rules and schedules and everybody get along, kumbaya up in here. All right. They don't stand for what I stand for. I'm not even going to discuss what they stand for because I got to be honest, I don't even know. And I have inside knowledge and I don't know. And I'll leave it at that. That's their business. All right. What I'm trying to do, I know for a fact, at least one, if not two, do not agree with. All right. They just don't. That's not their priority. So it will never work. We will never get along. All right. Because it's not a problem, but you know, at the end of the day, if you can't admit or see that this is a business in some way, shape, or form, then you're not looking at the right things. Now, here's the difference, all right? You can be a little faster. My heart rate's going up. The difference is this, all right? Some people are willing to cut some of their profit to make a better product, and some aren't. You can read into that however you want. And that's the main reason why we'll never come together. There are many, many that I could list out. I don't ever see it happening, you know, where we all got to get together and pick a week. What do we got? Claim? Well, I want the first and third weeks of September. Well, no, I want it because I got this at a kid's birthday. And then it's going to open up a Pandora's box of complete and other shit that we're going to get bogged down in. Everybody go run your tournament, all right? And what we should be doing at the criteria is looking at who runs the best tournament in your opinion, and you go play that one, all right? That should be the number one thing. It can't be, because we all got lives and kids and football practice and school recitals. And so it's never going to change from schedule, ease of schedule, and availability of the majority of the team. That's always going to be the first priority for any coach. You know, nobody's paying your bills, man. You got to go to work every day. You're not living with mom. So that's always going to be the first priority. But there's too many difference of opinion on what the purpose of each person is doing it for. We're never going to come together. And I got news for you, and you know this. All right, I'm not going on some big rant right now. I'm not. But I literally have problems morally with that ever happening, and you know why. And we'll leave it at that. I will quit before I do that.
Hold on. So without the
to be true to myself.
Hold on, without the personal
but it's part of it, so it's got to be said.
But
that's
it
all,
can't
and that's all I'm saying.
No. What I'm saying is, in one respect, you're basically saying the personal issues are the reason it can't happen. And I heard the rest, because the rest is really the truth. The real issue is what you said.
Yeah, and by the way, it's Hell in a Cell, not Royal Rumble. We're doing Hell in a
Royal Rumble. Hey, you might do a Royal Rumble. Throw everybody in there. That'd be kind of ill, bro.
No, partner, I don't lose at Hell in a Cell. I'm Undertaker at WrestleMania, baby. We don't do this.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Get back to being serious.
What I guess what I'm saying, and the only place where I kind of disagree is, yeah, in essence, if we're really just talking about how the tournaments are run, you're absolutely right. It's never going to happen. Just like Dave said a few seconds ago, Seifman don't give a shit about the players.
Seifman's still involved, by the way.
Homie, yeah, and even we know that. We know that, and everyone should know that. And if you don't,
you didn't, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Uzis are still existent.
We know they don't care. We know they're there to make sure that they got enough money coming in for the tournament. We get it. But what I'm saying is there are certain things that can be more homologous across the different sanctions, without it actually having to even stick itself into the personal connections of the personal people. There are some things that could be done more evenly or better. There are things that could be improved, but you're right. And this is the only thing because I don't want to get it bogged down with the personal part. And I know
I'm just trying to get it out and move on.
Right. And there's people that are listening who only focused on what you said that sounded like the personal part. The issue is, like you said, the expectations of those people involved, the expectation of that business, the business model of the people that are running those. That's the problem. Not just, the rules are different, blah, 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 blah. A lot of the time they're making changes to their rules because they think that's what's going to draw more teams. They think that's what's going to get more people so they can make more money. They think if they change this rule, then they'll get more people, then they can charge this and they can do this and this and the other. That part's the bullshit. The rest of it, yeah, it exists, but yeah, the rest of it's the bullshit that they just don't want to do things that are skewed in the way that will benefit teams and benefit players. They want to do it so that it benefits them. And yes, you can have a business model without being evil. You can have a business model that doesn't lend itself to, I'm just trying to make my bread, fuck what y'all going through, which is what a lot of these sanctions do. They, I know I've went on record saying I really like the four inning little thing we did with the other tournament, but that's ridiculous, right? That can't go. You know what I'm saying? Are we still planning on talking about dude?
I'm sorry, you on the camera? I'm sorry, did I take your spot? Are you the host of the show?
Yeah, I was figuring.
Go into the Facebook and see who that was, because I don't know who it is. While you're looking real quick,
his name's Joshua Reynolds.
Gee, Reynolds. Hey, thanks for coming down, slumming it in AAA this weekend, major player. We gonna go there now? We can go there. Who said kind of proud thought this was going to go super long? What are you proud about?
Right. Kind of.
And Chris Sobel, that's exactly the point I was just making. Schedule availability of the majority of your players is going
That's exactly
to
what
dictate.
it is.
You got a bunch of team lives in Prescott. We've talked about this, all right? I'm not mad at you. You always got to do what's best for your team. This is why you don't see me texting you guys all the time and hounding you about, hey, you're going to play your trip this week or what's going on. No, I trust each coach to know enough to do what's best for his team. And if I call coaches and start begging you to play my tournaments or ask, hey, so what are you up to this week? Hey, you want to grab lunch and so I could sell you on why you should be playing my tournament? No, I trust you guys enough to make the right decisions for your team. And that is not always going to line up with my interest as a director of U-Trip. But from being a coach and retiring because of shit I dealt with on a coach, granted, you know, I wasn't exactly going to the Hall of Fame either, but still, the people drove me nuts. I understand I ran teams. I dealt with head cases. I dealt with Jesus. I don't have my whole team that weekend. We got to go play this tournament instead. I dealt with all of that. So I am not gonna hound you guys. If you want to come play, come play. My hope and my whole friggin' mission statement is I make the tournaments run well enough consistently that you want to come play here. And it's that simple. You know, it's not that simple, but if I had to put it in one line to try to sell it like a Flex Seal infomercial, that's what I would say. But yeah, it's always going to be what's best for your team, not what's best for your trip, and I'm okay with that. I'm trying to find a middle ground.
No.
Next year, Chris, I told you
nobody
this.
want to Prescott. Fuck Prescott.
But it's probably going to be Prescott Valley though. But I got the paperwork in for next year. I didn't get here in time this year to do stuff this summer. I was trying to pull a Sholo out of my, out of thin air there for this year and run a small tournament, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
long as it ain't
next year, I'll be on top.
Long as it ain't pacing. Long as it ain't pacing.
I'm not going to Payson because until those hotels lower the rates for a subpar room, and don't forget, I had to go up there a couple times in my quote-unquote director career. Hell no. Hell no. Which one did I miss?
I love it.
I know somebody who will.
I love it.
And they're not U-Trip. So yeah, nice.
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. Listen,
Nice.
let's do it. We got a couple more topics too, and we do.
Yeah, I got to feel
right.
we keep getting sidetracked from the tournament. So let me get on to what I said earlier. Let's just get it out of the way.
Yes, sir.
And they're going to hate this because they're trying to fly under the radar. But guess what, guys? When you pick up your 3 chips and then pull out another tournament, 2 wins in 2 weeks, basically between 2 sanctions. Yeah, we're gonna use the D word. All right, we're gonna talk about taking it up. No, Dynasty. Don't you sick mind. I know what you were thinking.
I was like, what?
Don't
the
you do
fuck?
it?
Yo, this ain't that
got
kind
you
of
too.
show, fam.
I got you. I got you. I'm just making sure everybody's still awake around here. I'm testing.
Okay.
Because somebody said it was a weak Mark rant, so I guess people maybe left thinking I was gonna. Sorry, we're not playing that game anymore. Yeah. So. Listen, 2 and 2 weeks, grab 3 really, really good chips. One of them, who was breaking my stones earlier, who is arguably the best, he can break my stones all he wants, and here's why. I personally, this is my opinion, so I don't want to hear a bunch of major guys crying at me in DMs after this. In my opinion, right now, Reynolds, and I hate to do it because he's going to break my balls, he's the best shortstop in senior softball right now. Period. That's my opinion. My opinion. All right, so we'll break stones, and that's why I made the joke about him slumming in AAA. He don't belong there. That's how good he is. All right. So right now, that dude covers more range. The only dude who compares is not even in Arizona anymore. He's in Texas. And if you know, then you know. And I miss him. God damn it. But Reynolds right now for me. All right, and I get to see a lot of games, so hopefully it holds a little weight with you. Here we go. Chris, knock it off. Of all people, knock it off.
Hey, but seriously.
Reynolds, and I'm going to get to that. Everybody calm down. I'm getting there. All right. So Reynolds, listen, when you put that dude at shortstop on any team that played this tournament, your odds of winning go up big time. So, but they went and got him, and there it was. They needed to pick up staff players. They were missing guys. So while I want to acknowledge the guys that played that came in and helped them out, that did not, that doesn't mean when those guys don't play with them that they're suddenly not going to be good and win tournaments, because that's not the case. We talked about them before this nice little win streak they were on, all right, that they were on the come up, that I liked, they had a couple young young seniors, you know, the 39 and a half to 40 guys who needed to grow a little bit and get some games under their belt. Well, it happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. And right now, yeah, you know, you win 2 tournaments in a row, regardless of sanction, we're going to start talking about the bump. I don't know when, I don't know if, but, you know, it's worth talking about. All right. Because we had a good mix of teams out there this weekend. While only 10, you know, everybody put a fight up. A1 didn't steamroll everyone. They had some tough games, especially against Dub's crew. That was a tough game. You know, that wasn't a blowout. And there were a couple teams that gave them, all right. Yeah. Now Josh can stop watching. Fair, Sobel, fair. You know, they had to fight a couple games. But again, this adversity that they're facing and conquering, especially in the last 2 weeks, all right, is only going to propel them to more consistency and more wins moving forward. Granted, they're not dominating like BTL did. There you go. So we'll send the $20. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Cash up only.
Cash up. Randy Moss. You know what it means. Anyway, kidding around. You know, they did it in a way that I envy them in that they started with guys who hadn't played, some seniors, some did, meshed it together, took some lumps early. All right. And then, you know, and that was just for the, you know, the unified rankings. And then the actual games, they took some lumps too, but they've grown together. Nothing. All right. I'm off tonight. You know, they built up through losing and got together and now look at them, you know, they're one of the top AAA teams, if not the top AAA team out there right now. You know, so yeah, you got to talk about the bump. You got to talk about it so the question now is to chat and obviously to my partner over here, you know, how do you think they fit? Let's say we bump them right now. Hypothetically, Jared, don't have a heart attack. Don't have it. Hypothetical. Let's bump them right now. How do they compete major?
Look, I think they're a good team. I think, but I think the issue is something that you brought up, and I've seen Jarrett bring it up a good amount of times. And it's probably one of the only times where I'm not going to be like, all right, knock the shit off. Because you get teams, of course, who say, well, we were without blah, 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 or we were missing blah, blah, blah. And I'm usually like, yeah, knock it off, shut the fuck up. I think, though, in their case, that's really the bigger thing that kind of keeps them centered in AAA, or as a conversation it's difficult to have about them going up, is you want to see what is that team, what is that roster. So I'll use BTL as an example, right? You pretty much would see BTL with the same roster week in, week out, maybe a couple guys here and there, but for the most part, it was the same. And they weren't saying, you know, hey, we're missing a few guys, this is what it is. Or when they were missing a few guys, you knew they were missing a few guys.
Right.
I think that's the next step that A1 takes, is once they shore up those folks who are supposed to be there, those folks who are supposed to be part of that roster, I think then we're all clear to start making those types of assessments if they continue to win in the manner that they had. I had a couple of people ask me on Saturday, you know, oh, don't you think A1 probably should get a bump? No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, they're great. They're a great team. In the way that they're constituted right now, they're a good team. I'd like to see them get a few more, and I think Josh is saying exactly what I'm about to say. They need a few more permanent pieces, and that was my answer this weekend. I had about 5 different people bring up that same conversation, not necessarily from my team, just people, you know, caught me walking by or limping by, and you know, they were like, yeah, well, they probably should be, but no, they shouldn't be bumped. Why? Because they won 2 tournaments. They won 2 tournaments, but they didn't win those tournaments. Like, I mean, it's not like they were dog walking everybody on the field. Those were good games. They were good games, and they were able to pull them out, and they earned it. Right. They had a couple of pickups, but I would be remiss if I sat here and said, oh, the only reason they won is because of pickups. No, they're a really solid team. There's 7 or 8 guys on that team that are very, very, very solid and fairly permanent. Once you start seeing what that 9, 10, and 11 players are like and who those are, if that then turns into a consistent string of wins and decisive wins, then I think that becomes a conversation. Until then, I don't think that's even worth
agree.
it.
And that's why I wanted to try to point out who they picked up, but also, you know, remind you that that's not the factor. And the reason, you know, listen, the rule is the rule. You get 3 major players if you want to use them. You can't get mad at a coach, you know, Jared taking advantage and getting good players to use those chips on. Now, listen, and this is a problem senior softball wide. When a team wins, okay, and they win, and they weren't expected to win, the first thought everybody's mind goes to, without knowing who the players were, the scores of the game, they heard from somebody down the other field, like, oh, he won 1 again. Oh, man, they got to get the bump.
They got to get
It's
a
the
bump.
first thought in all your heads. But the problem is the people whose heads the thought is in is AAA guys. You don't
Right.
ever hear major guys going, yeah, one's got to get a bump. They say it joking because they want fresh blood. It has nothing to do with the actual events and how they happen. All
Agreed.
right? Any team could go up
Agreed.
and majors will get excited. Like I've had preliminary talks
Agreed.
with a couple AAA teams to say, would you be willing to go up and get your spot for one tournament just to flip it around and put some new blood for these guys to play? You know, you'll get double points, try to make it worth their while. I'm trying to figure out what would work that they'd be happy with just for one and then go back down next tournament. No harm, no foul. Now, look, you go smoke a couple major teams, we got to have a conversation, but you get to go back down. So, you know, give Jared his credit for picking those guys up. You know, Mickey and John, who, you know, we're talking about Josh, but Mickey's our played with him this weekend, and John did too. John pitched, I think, 7-8 games he posted. So, you know, give credit where credit's due. As much as John drives me absolutely crazy, the guy is probably a career 850, 900 hitter.
Yeah, he's nasty.
Hitter,
straight nasty.
Right? He'll drop a bomb here and there, but he's just dirty. He'll go backside. He'll pull.
Backside, he'll slap, he'll drop one, everything. He'll Judy one right over where the shortstop is. Or if you fuck around and move the middle infielder over to the right side, he'll pop that sumbitch right back in that 5-6
so
hole. Yeah, man.
You got to give credit where
phenomenal.
credit's due. And I just was reminded a great point in chat, and I had not considered that. You know, we're analyzing and we're going over players and data, but really the reason A1 has taken this jump into the stratosphere of AAA.
Go ahead and say
Jimmy from S-Bob played.
There it is. There it is. We're here. Yep,
so we didn't even need to do all that analysis. I should have thought of that. Thank you, loyal viewer Jimmy, for bringing that to my attention. His golf game improving here.
Chris,
Chris,
we know.
Every other day I see a new golf picture. So you know,
Chris,
that.
we know.
Chris, no, you don't need it now. No.
We know you're joking.
I mean, Jared had a little hiccup when he saw it, but he's okay. He knows you're joking.
Anybody,
Jared's so scared.
I honestly, though, I don't believe anybody who would say that they should get a bump has any credibility anyway. So why are we even pandering to the lowest common denominator here? The fact of the matter is, not you. No.
But I'm going to say why we're talking about it.
That's what they do. But I'm saying that's what people do in the chat, in this, in that, and that's where I'm saying that's like we're in agreement that that's kind of fucking stupid. And if that's your approach, because like you just said, they're winning a couple tournaments, whatever. Your approach is to say, oh, they need a bump, and we're not really. Your opinion doesn't mean a whole lot anyway. We're not even. It doesn't make sense.
The problem is guys literally, like, without knowing the proper amount of information to make the statement, it's a reaction, you know, without even truly thinking about it. You know, it's a flex reaction to, bump them.
Yeah,
you know, it's like if somebody
rankings, all of the things, they're not even at the top. It's just people whining because they're not winning, and it's nonsense.
You know, they were trying to, they tried to do the universal, or the unified rankings and all that stuff, and they were doing it for fun. But some guys are breaking their balls a little too much about it. Yeah, it took it way too serious. And the problem is they're holding that grudge now because the team's doing good. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
what they've done is what they did. You know, it's insane. It's insane. 50-50, Mick. Half of them were totally willing to do it, and the other half were a little hesitant because they were afraid that getting their heads kicked in majors, which we don't know if they would negatively impact their team. And it's funny because I will tell you a couple teams who I didn't expect to say yes were 100% behind it and said, just tell us what tournament you need us to do it at. So I was very excited with that. But listen, it's the thing I don't like is the knee-jerk reaction to bump. Without the major player pickups, A1 struggled to finish in the top 5. No hype here. To say the word bump is crazy. I think that's a little much. I think they did pretty well last weekend without the major pickups. I mean, I don't know who played last weekend. I don't think it was, I think they've done very well with their core guys. I've seen them play without any major chips and do real well. So I don't agree with that statement. I think you're not giving enough credit with that statement. And if you're someone on A1 because it's Facebook user and you're trying to sandbag way to,
it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
All right. So I don't agree with the statement. I don't.
Yeah, I also think we're back to that same conversation we've had before, where I think some people, conversation like bump for A1 is premature. I absolutely believe that. In the statement that the gentleman made, that the word bump is crazy, I'll take that part. I don't know about the other part. I won't. That part's opinion. But I am.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I
thank you,
said.
Jared.
That's
Now
what-
I know what.
But what he said, though, let's not get too sensational again.
No.
What
This
he
is
said-
a McGrew special.
Yeah.
He uses a little sarcasm, but you got to hang in there because it's
'Cause the end is
99%
where
of the
it's at.
time there's a legitimate point
yeah.
within the sarcasm, and he's the only guy I know that's able to do this on a consistent basis.
The word bump is crazy.
Also,
and I agree with
speaking
that.
of the tournament, the next subject, because we're already an hour in, so
we're
I'm just
running
going to move down the
we're running
list.
out of time. Yep.
That gentleman was part of what I put in our show notes. All right, Puro this weekend had a literal murderer's fucking row 2 through 5. All right, and I forget the exact order, so McGrew, correct me when I screw this up. But it was Mittendorf, McGrew, Fine, Reynoso, and who am I missing? Shit, who am I missing? My brain just, So let me think. Mittendorf, then it was Fine, then McGrew, and then Reynoso. So I think I'm missing one. But literally, I watched them go 4 or 5 straight home runs, and they were trying to fight back. I think in trying to get to the ship, and they came up, I think, 2 short in their last open inning. McGrew hit a ball. I got to tell you right now, I think it went. They were facing the water park there, water park in right field. So they were on one.
Instead of hitting one of the slides, bro.
No. I think he hit it on the track for the go-karts.
Oh,
that's
nice.
how far.
Yeah.
There's nice home runs that hit cars in the parking lot where you're like, ooh. This one, I made a joke on Facebook that the military flew in and shot it down because it was an unidentified flying object above Victory Lane. I mean, I've seen a lot of home runs at Victory. Holy shit. And I don't like blowing smoke up McGrew's skirt. Trust me, I don't like it at all because I'll never hear the end of it. But the guy, I don't know. Maybe it was one of those Ghost Max balls in a ZN cover because that thing was gone. Anyway, Pure had I think they just ran out of gas, but man, it was a murderer's row. McGrew and Fine playing with them, and then Juan Reynoso coming back out. I think it's been a little while since he played, but like he's dangerous with a bat in his hands. All right, he's really, and he's not just a power hitter. All right, he's a line drive hitter in my opinion. I'm not trying to take away from the fact that he can get a bomb whenever he wants, but he can also control his bat enough to hit line drives instead of home runs if they run out. So I think they just ran out of gas. But it was nice to see him out there. He got hit pretty hard by COVID, and I think he's still recovering. Every time I ask him, he says he's not 100% yet. So I'm glad to see him out there, just in general. But I didn't want to downplay, their murderer's row. And it's Reggie coaching Puro, so they're always going to be hanging around. We want to talk about A1. Puro's right there, bro. I understand the wins are sexy, but, over the long haul, Puro's probably the top team in AAA for the year to this date, in my opinion. That's just one man's opinion. That's all I have.
Facts.
Yeah, that's McGrew's pretty good at this game, by the way. And I don't want him jumping up and going crazy. I don't think
agree.
he will, but
I agree.
he's pretty damn good. And the thing that McGrew does that nobody really understands unless you play with him more than one tournament is he knows what's going on in front of him. You think he's not paying attention, and he knows twice as much as you do about the same thing you're watching. He pays attention. He knows what's going on in the game without anybody having to tell him to do so. Some of you other guys, I can't say that about.
So this
Moving on.
the 25th sold out.
Hey, listen, I'm not even going to pull it out, but listen, we're all locked up, baby. We got 8 major teams and 10 AAA. And now I'm going to warn everybody. I already posted it, and I heard some gripes, and I understand it. But AAA starting at 7, okay, and majors will start at 8:15 a.m. on the 25th. Here's why: we cannot start a game past 10 o'clock at Cactus. Also, why we can never have an all-nighter there. So we have. That's the only way we were going to get it all in one day. And then we got 6. I think so. We're up to 6 teams for senior co-ed on the 26th. I'm pretty excited, and we're trying to tweak the rules as we go. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I'm excited about that. But hey, we're giving away the belts, baby. Giving away the belts. I do have 3 of them. I was going to keep one, but I'm going to give one out for co-ed too. So I don't know if I said that publicly. The winner Sunday is going to get a belt also. It's a whole weekend. So listen, it's all jacked up, but come on out and watch us play. It'll be fun. And then after that, we're taking a little vacation until July 30th in Senior States, guys. So, enjoy your summer. Go play up north with whoever.
Listen, when you put that dude.
Are you going Mega making clips on me? Jeez, that's fast work.
I clicked the button to reply, and then it went to run talking and all that other shit. And come on.
Yeah, it's it is what it is, but I'm looking forward to the 25th. I like this 1-day format right now. I used to be against it. I've been turned around on it. I've really been turned around. And we got everybody coming over and playing the 25th, which I'm happy about. Look at Marlos, like, make them all 1 day. Make them all 1 day.
Yes,
But dude, no.
coming
Wait,
back shit, man.
Wait,
Gas
Mr.
is $6.
Excited.
You're fucking wild,
Wait,
bro. Man.
wait a
Huh.
second, Mr. Yeah, but if the tournament's fucking east of the 17, that negates the 1 day for you. See, I was ready for that.
But it only
Check
negates
points.
it only negates the
Counterpoints.
benefit because of gas, bro.
I'm with you. I'm not mad.
If
I'm
I
not
gotta
mad at you.
if I gotta go to the east side, man, make it
Well,
1
see,
day.
Gabe ain't having
That's all I'm
it.
saying.
Gabe
See,
ain't having it.
I don't like that. I'm bitter. I'm bitter. I was talking to Mickey the other day. I was like, man, you had to drive a long motherfucking way, bro, to get to that tournament. It's crazy. He's like, yeah, but when we play at Cactus and Legacy, it's right around the corner. I'm like, yeah, man, fuck you, bro.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to get out of I know I'm getting out of my lane here. This isn't usually my thing, but we had some kids come hang out. S-Bob Remix, the young guys, or SOB, Jesus, because there's X-Men is SOB's kind of kid team, so I screwed that one up.
Yeah.
SOB's Remix. SOB's Senior has some kids playing. Jose Garcia, I see you, kid. I see you working down there with the kids. And I see it, and I appreciate you. And by extension, Marlos appreciates you watching the program every week. Because I called him out on it at the tournament. I said, yeah, well, what about this? What about that? Trying to, bring up shows, and he knew everything. So he is definitely a fan.
I love it.
Definitely watches the show. So I want to give a special shout out there. I know I usually don't waver into the kids' pool, but hey, just a quick thank you, and we'll get back in our lane. Or I will. Marlos didn't go anywhere. I jumped out.
Shout out.
I didn't look left before I didn't put turn. Just like everybody in Arizona, I changed lanes without putting a turn signal on, without looking who was there, and not giving a single fuck if you were there or not. Welcome to driving to Arizona, and I'm right. This is the only place in America where they pull to the center lane, and you don't know if they're. I'm still, So anyway, let's wrap it up. We'll be back next week to shoot some shit. We'll get you ready for the 25th. We're going straight bracket. Don't forget, it's 3-game guarantee, so we're going straight to bracket. Another Marlowe's favorite.
See, I gotta get my knee working, bro, because you did everything that I like.
You're in. Hey,
man,
look,
I gotta get this knee
Dubs
right,
got
bro.
in.
Shit,
Dubs got in under the wire.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I gotta get my shit together, bro. I gotta get my shit together, man. It's crazy.
So yeah, you got to Rocky this up or Toradol. I don't know. We'll call an NFL doctor. I don't know what to do here, but
then I gotta clear it with the wife because she's
that's
on my ass,
that's the first thing before the Toradol or the working out or the Mr. T, whatever.
No, see, no. You get ready. Then you go, hey, I'm good. And she's not going to buy it no matter what. She's been watching my ass since Saturday, bro. I had to go upstairs. She's like, the fuck? I was like, oh, shit. So I waited for her to leave. To leave. When she left, I was like, I'm fucking hell. If anybody plays Overwatch, my wife said, yeah, you're over here walking like fucking Junkrat. So it's like, yeah, I gotta get my shit together, bro. But,
oh man, no, I had a good talk with your wife about how we're like little kids, me and you. So she's kind of the fifth grade teacher. Like, all right, gentlemen, it's time to learn now. It's time to knock it down.
Enough, right? We gotta. Hey, but we have a couple topics for next week. Even though it's a little early, but we left a couple over.
Oh yeah, we got on a kind of tangent there, a couple things, and that happens every week. I have the list if we need it. If we don't get to it, we don't get to it. I touched on the major points.
That's right.
Try to get everybody their shout outs. They want their shout outs and well deserved. We got A1, Puro.
I can't wait till we get some
Dubs did really well. Sophisticated, Los Locos 50s coming in. Brew Crew was out there. Listen, you know what I mean?
There's so many good teams. We get footage. I can't wait till we start getting footage.
There. Jesus, I'm horrible. The Semanos, I'm so bad. Dude, listen, I stayed up Sunday. I didn't go to bed. I literally worked through, when you're supposed to sleep during the day after an all-nighter. I just worked right through, and I didn't go to bed till probably 11 o'clock Sunday night, and then got up for work at 4. I don't know what happened.
Crazy.
I was not medicated. I was not chugging Red Bulls or coffee, and nobody slipped me. And nothing. No Addies, nothing. I didn't even take Advil. So, go Braves. You know what, Jimmy? And I know it says Facebook user, but I knew the minute it came up, go Braves, who it was. We're not going away, buddy. Phillies aren't going anywhere. We're going until the end.
I see.
Oh, I'm just talking about the NL East. Whoever even comes
I
out of
know
the
what
NL
you're
East is
talking
getting
about.
smoked. So we're just talking about the NL East. Nobody get all excited. Chris, I know you're going to be offended because
All right.
I didn't mention the Mets, whatever. We're getting off of here.
Gotta go.
Screw the Dodgers,
Yeah.
screw the Braves. If it doesn't have the pinstripes red, I don't care. Let's get the hell out of here, Los. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace. Bye.